Hi everyone, welcome to Conceptual Thinkers Talk Primary Maths Concept with Teacher Ben. Now for this video, we'll be touching on P6 Mary Stella, Weighted Assessment 1, 2022, Paper 2, Question 12. Now the reason why we are touching on this question because WA1 is coming soon, so let's do some practice. So let's first interpret the question. So start interpreting the question. So we have Ahmad, Bala and Charlie. They have baked some cookies. Now Ahmad baked 1/5 of the cookies. Now when it comes to this kind of phrases, so what you need to do is the numerator here will always go to the first subject. So this one will go to Ahmad, and this 5 will go to the cookies. So in this case, this 5 represents the total number of units for the cookies. Now next, we have Bala and Charlie. They bake the remaining cookies in the ratio of 3:5. Now this remaining is very important. So this means that whatever is left over, because you see Ahmad actually baked 1 unit of it, so the remaining 4 units, we take 5 minus away 1. That will be actually belongs to what Bala and Charlie bake because they bake the remaining cookies. Now the only thing that we have to take note is the ratio is actually 3:5. So later we have to do something about this ratio. Okay, so let's continue and interpret the question. Now we have Charlie baked 405 more cookies than Ahmad. So this means that later we have to do a comparison between Charlie and Ahmad so that we can actually link our units with the number 405. Now the other part, I will use another color to actually do some underlying. Now Ahmad actually ate 6 cookies he had baked and packed off the rest of his cookies into bags of 12. So we need to know how many bags. So we need to know how many bags of cookies were there. So this means that to solve this question, we have to know the number of cookies baked by Ahmad, so that we can actually calculate how many cookies were actually packed into bags of 12. Okay. Now the first part of the question is actually linked to a concept called repeated identity. So with that concept methodology, we will be able to get the number of cookies for Ahmad. Then we can actually remove away 6 of them because he ate 6 of them, and finally divide it by 12 to see how many bags of cookies we can actually pack. Okay, so the concept for this question will be repeated identity. Let me just shift this up a bit. Okay, so repeated identity. So this is how we identify the concept. Okay, let me shift it down, then we will start solving the question. So first, we have to focus on Ahmad and the number of cookies here in total. So usually I will do this repeated identity question in terms of ratio. So I will put a total here. So this will give me 1:5. Okay, now beside getting the Ahmad and total, we also can actually come up with Bala and Charlie. So Bala and Charlie will be actually giving me 4 because we just take 5 minus away 1. So basically this is the difference. Now next, there's another ratio that we can come up with, which is Bala and Charlie. So this will be 3:5. Now you notice that we have a B plus C here. So we actually can create a total called B plus C. So this will give me 8. Now as I mentioned earlier, this is actually our repeated identity, right? Repeated identity. So we need to ensure that this 8 and this 4 must be matching. So in this case, it's not matching. So what we need to do is, we need to do something to this ratio. We're going to multiply by 2 throughout. Now, so this will give me 2:10:8. Now, you notice that now this is matching now. So we actually can do our combined ratio. So we're going to have A:2B:C. Okay, then we have our total here. So we're going to have 2:3:5:10. Now, take note, it's only when one of the category of 2 different ratio, which is the repeated identity, match, then you can actually combine the ratio. If they are not matched, you cannot combine the ratio. The reason is because the size of one unit is different. Okay, so by making it A into 2 units, I'm trying to make the size of the units equal for both ratio. Okay, that is the objective of doing repeated identity. Now, next, we try to link our units with numbers. So we have 405. This is actually the difference between Charlie and Ahmad. So let's look at Charlie and Ahmad. So we have 5 units minus away 2 units. So this will give me 3 units. Now, these 3 units we can link. Let me just do it on the right side. So this 3 unit will be linked with 405. Now, this is a paper 2 question. We can use a calculator. Another thing that some students can actually do a disability test. So this actually can be divided. We have to divide by 3, right? So if you look at this number, 4 plus 0 plus 5, if you add the individual digit, you give me 9. And 9 is divisible by 3. So we know that this number can be divided by 3. So 1 unit will be equal to 405 divided by 3. So you can use our calculator to do the calculation. 405 divided by 3, we get 135. Okay, so this will give me the value of 1 unit, but I need Ahmad unit, so I need to find 2 units. So I will just take 135 times 2. So I'm going to get 270. So this will be the quantity for Ahmad. Okay. Now, there's something happened to the total number of cookies for Ahmad. He actually ate 6 of them. So we need to take 270. We minus away 6. So this will give me 264. Now this will be the total number of cookies that we pack into bags of 12. So we just take 264. We divide it by 12. Okay, so we just take 264, we divide by 12. Now you'll get 22 bags of cookies. Okay, so this will be the answer that is required by the question. Okay, so one way that we can check is we can do a reverse calculation. So we can take 22 bags times 12, then we actually do an addition of 6, then we divide by 2 to see what will be the number of cookies for 1 unit. Then we can actually do a reverse calculation. That's one thing to actually do our inspection. Another thing is also take note whether you have used all the numbers correctly, because what we scared here is we actually do a transfer error. So for example, 405, some student write 465. So this thing you have to check. Now checking is very important. Okay, so a lot of times, right, when you check your work, you can actually save a lot of marks. Okay, and I believe that checking doesn't only need to do during exam. You should check your work on daily basis. So just put in the effort and make it a habit. Okay, so we already implement the methodology, which is the repeated identity, and solve for the answer. And lastly, we inspect our solution by checking that we use all the numbers correctly. So 1/5 I use 1 and 5, then 3:5, 3:5 here. So 405, I'm using 405, and I reduce by 6. And finally, I should pack into bags of 12. So the numbers I'm using is correct. So usually what I'll do is I also do some reverse calculation to ensure that things are correct. Okay. Now that's all for this question. So don't forget to follow us and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Conceptual Thinkers. So also follow us on our Facebook. We also have our TikTok now, so you can find us by using Conceptual Thinkers ID to look for us via TikTok. Okay. Now please feel free to share your question. If you have any doubts that you want us to actually come up with a solution, we are happy to do it. So let us know that you are keen to find out more about certain question. We will actually try to come out a video for it. So that's all for today. I will see you in the next video. Bye.